Do what? Well, hello and howdy, everybody. Hope everybody's been having a good day today. I don't know if anybody's going to come in or not, but well, it looks like somebody looks like Mr. Stevie Outdoorsman. Howdy, buddy. Can you hear me okay? All right, because I didn't know I'm trying something new here, so I just trying to see how it worked. I'm using my telephone as the webcam. And I'm trying to look at settings and stuff over here, so that's the reason I ain't looking at the screen. uh, Alrighty, I've got the link shared there. If anybody wants to pop up. Well, howdy there, Susan. How are you? I don't know if she'll come in here tonight. She done laid down, I think. Um, I just wanted to try this. Like I was telling Stevie there a while ago, I found an app where I can use my cell phone as the webcam. So I just want to try it to see what y'all thought and how it's working. If it seemed like it's doing good or better than what I had or not as good. But Susan, how are y'all doing? Well, that was a quick answer. I ain't good at doing this live stuff by myself, y'all, so y'all have to overlook me. Well, hey there, Big Dreams. How are you doing? You about to get that homestead set back up set up the way you want it? Stevie's awful quiet tonight. He may have done fell asleep in his chair though. He likes coming in on the live streams and going to sleep, I think. I understand that. We've been here for years, and I still can't never get things set up the way I really want it. Every time I get started at one thing, I think of another and then another. So I'm always running around in the wrong direction. Seem like. Oh, Stevie's trying to time everybody out. That's what it is. That's the reason he's quiet. I hear you, sis. Yeah, I remember you doing that, Stevie. I forget who it was you done it to, but I remember you doing it. Sorry, y'all. I was looking over here doing something else right quick. Oh, you done about timed out about 7 or 8. Like I said, y'all, there's a link up there if y'all want to click and come on up. I need help. It's showing 5 in here. Hey there, little bit. How are you, girl? Well, that's good because my other mic that I've been using quit, and I don't know for sure which mic I'm using. I think I'm supposed to be using this PC mic, but because I never could tell if it was working on the cell phone or not. I'm doing decent there. My shoulder still hurts, my back still hurts, but I'm still hobbling along a little bit. Well, hello there, Linda Okie. How are you? um, she's went ahead and laid down. She had a doctor's appointment and stuff today, so we had to do some running and stuff. So she then went in there and laid down. I figured she might have turned her phone on it in there, but I ain't seen her pop up here or nothing, so I kind of doubt it. She might have done dozed off, far as I know, because when she's in one end of the house and I'm in the other. But yeah, like I said, I've been heard tell of people doing that using their cell phone camera as a webcam, and that they were supposed to be. A lot of them says it does a whole lot better. Now, I don't know, but I finally found the app the other day and got it to working. So I just wanted to try it a little bit and see how it worked. Lynn, she's doing pretty good. I don't know. I found out the other day that some of them didn't realize it, but we done that one live and told about it. She's got a muscle disease, and they've got her on chemo to see if it'll help that muscle disease. I mean, she has to take it every Monday, and then 2 or 3 days she's kind of sick on her stomach and stuff, and then she'll start getting back over it. And by the time she gets over it Sunday night or early Monday morning, she's got to take it again. I don't know how that stuff goes. Yeah, well, they've got her on a very low dose of it, so maybe it won't be too bad. Well, hello there, Des. There's a link pinned up there for everybody else scared to click it and come up. Oh, she got to say hey to everybody first. All righty. All righty. Yeah, don't take your camera in there, will you? You'll get me in trouble. Oh, well, the rest of how's everybody else doing, and how's y'all's day been? Are y'all like me and ready for some warmer weather and sunshine? I'm getting I'm getting tired of this wet weather all the time. Susan, she had took it for a little bit there, and then I got that sinus infection, and she got it, and she had to quit taking it for a week. But right before she got the sinus infection, she was walking better and everything. But then she had to go off of it for a week to get over that sinus infection. And during that 2 weeks' time, she went back downhill a little bit, but she ain't been back on it long enough after the sinus infection for me to really tell. I'll do it, Lynn. I'm going to assume CB was talking to somebody there, but I'm not sure what. Oh, Stevie, supposed to be going looking at a little cattle trailer Friday morning. Lynn, that's what I was doing about a week ago, or might be a little over a week now. We'd hit up into the 70s, sunshine, and it got pretty, I got out here for 2 or 3 days and went like crazy, and then it turned back off cool and started raining. So I hear you. Yeah, he ain't gonna know who he belongs to when you come and get him. Susan, I'll tell her. But yeah, Stevie, I found that trailer online today, and that other boy that's working with me on the hogs, I sent him the picture of it and stuff, and he wanted the number, and he called him and set up an appointment for us to go look at it Friday morning. But I'm still getting ready to put new floors in mine. That's the way it is here, Susan. You never know whether you're gonna get sunshine or rained on. At least I can say so far this year we've been lucky. We ain't had to deal with the white stuff. I don't see how these other ones sit up here and talk all the time. I can't think fast enough to keep up with the slow or my chat and talk. And some of these other people gets on here and they talking wide open, reading the chat and everything else. I don't see how they do it. What happened to your truck, Stevie? I thought it was your little SUV that tore up. Lynn, they're doing good. Uh, they just hadn't been doing no YouTube or nothing lately, so I didn't. I thought you used your. Didn't we take him, or was that last year when we took them goats over there? I thought that was this year though, Stevie. I could be wrong. Very good possibility I'm wrong. Also, I thought you said you was in the Mitsubishi SUV thing. I didn't know you was in your truck. Well, yeah, I knew you Trailblazer. I was thinking about your pickup though. Oh, thank goodness I got some help on the way. Hey, you doing this, Dez?
Doing good. I left a voice message earlier today.
The volume.
Huh. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Let me check one other thing. What am I saying? Yep, there we go.
Can you hear me
Say
now?
something now, Dez.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good.
I forgot when I was messing with the camera and the mic and all that it switched my audio.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I was telling them earlier that I've been seeing where people had started using their cell phone camera as a webcam. And I found the app the other day and got my phone where it's working as a webcam now.
I can't even use my camera as for a StreamYard because I don't get any vocal. Like I could talk, like if I go up on a live, if I came up on your live with my phone, there'd be no vocal. You'd just see me talking, but nothing would be coming out. But it works on my tablet. I don't know.
Have you went in to look and see if you've got the mic allowed and turned on? That's a good one there now.
Yeah.
But say now mine, I'm
have
not.
A good night. Hold on, Anne Marie. Have a good night, sweetie.
Yeah, thank you for dropping in. But no, I ain't on my phone through StreamYard. My phone's hooked to my computer, and my computer's. I'm using my cell phone as the web camera for the computer.
Yeah, I've got my webcam, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had left April and you guys a message earlier today.
Yeah, she told me just a little bit ago. She said she's going to call you back, but I guess she forgot. But she was asleep.
I can understand if she doesn't feel good. Yeah, I just want to let her know that I was thinking about you guys.
Yeah, she was asleep earlier when you tried to call.
Yeah.
And she told me, she said, I got to call Dez back, and then we got us something to eat. And she probably forgot.
It's all good. I understand. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I got out of the cottage at 12. I wasn't feeling good. I had I went to bed like at 2:00 in the morning, and then I was up at like 5. So I got about 3 hours of sleep. Went to the cottage, but Monday I took a shower, and I was drowning in the shower. Water got in the wrong way, and I couldn't get my breath.
Oh God.
And yeah, I lost my breath, and my daughter heard me. Thank God she was downstairs, and she heard me trying to catch my breath. And I'm like, I couldn't get it. So she had to come in and bang the back of my back to try to get me to, get my breath. And there was mucus, and the water went down the wrong way. And I was like, I bruised all my ribs. So I went home early yesterday at like noontime, and we went and grabbed lunch and came home. And I sat at my computer desk and woke up at 6:30. I slept from 1 to 6:30, and then I forced myself to go to bed. Again, I didn't go to bed until like 2. So I've been staying up all day to try to go to bed at regular times. I have to be up at 6:00 in the morning, and hopefully I don't wake up 2 or 3 times a night to go to the bathroom. Getting old stinks.
I had just got back to being able to go to bed at a decent time, at least before midnight.
Yeah.
And then my neighbor, he called me a couple of weeks ago and wanted me to come out there, and I went out there and I was there talking to him. All of a sudden, he said, something just happened in my eye. He said, I just seen a big flash. And he sat there a minute or two, and he said, everything's getting blurry now. And then he said, I can't see nothing out of my eye.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so the next day, he finally gave over and went to the hospital. And they told him he had a blood vein to bust in the back of his eye, and sent him to an eye doctor the next day. Well, the eye doctor checked everything the next day and sent him back for some more tests and told him, you had a stroke in your eye. Well, they put him in the hospital when he went over for all them tests, and he was in the hospital about 3 days. And he came home, I think, on Monday or something like that, I think. Well, then he called me Thursday talking about how bad he felt. And the way things was going, some things had happened, and he called his doctor, and the doctor told him, said, well, said, you might need to just go in the hospital, said, you might have had a stroke. He thought it was the new medications they'd started him on. So he calls me, and I take him down there at the hospital, and then they finally admit him and everything. And it's like 2:00 that morning before I got home.
Oh,
And
man.
I got turned back around. I can't go to sleep again now before midnight.
Yeah.
Well, I
I know,
actually
it's like
like
forcing yourself. It's so hard.
yeah. It wants to wait till about 2:00 before I start getting sleepy.
It's a time change too that didn't help.
Yeah, and I got up this morning pretty early, and
Yeah.
I pretty much tried to stay on the go. Every time I'd sit down and start feeling myself getting drowsy, I get up and start moving.
Yeah, because you don't want to go to bed early and then you're up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
if I'd took hour or two a nap tonight or this evening, then I'd get back up, and it'd take 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning before I could go back to sleep.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta plug in.
Uh-huh.
I was getting batteries dying.
Yeah. Them wore them batteries out today, huh?
And it's funny because usually I'm up, it's been plugged in all night, and usually I'm up until like 2:00 in the morning. I get no sound. Now I'm getting at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, what's up with that? So I hope everybody here is doing well. That's still in chat. I didn't scare you all off.
I don't think but one ain't showing on my end, but the one to leave. So
Yeah, I just happened to be scrolling through, and I was like, Glenn's live? Woo! Come on over.
yeah, I'd been talking about doing this for a couple of days, and then the night I was sitting in there and I started trying to get drowsy and everything.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm gonna get up and go do this.
Yeah, I do that. I get tired or I get bored, and I need
Yeah.
to talk to somebody because my kids hang upstairs, so I got nothing to do. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing a pop up. Coming on up.
I know I was gonna wait till she felt like it, but it just seems like there's many days here lately she don't feel like it. I decided, well, I'll just go ahead and try it myself.
It also helps when you got other people up with you. I know.
You ain't a kidding. That makes a big difference. That's what I was telling some of them earlier. I don't see how some of these people can keep talking like that, read the chat, and and interact with the chat, and be able to keep thinking of something to say, because I can't do it.
I could do it if I got like great people to chat with in the chat to keep the conversation going. But when the chat gets quiet like this, and I'm like, okay, now what do I talk about?
Oh, well, that's why mine's
How do I
vague.
grab their interest?
I don't get the people in my streams that everybody else gets. I don't have enough to keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand that. I might have a lot of people, sub to my channel, but I don't have a lot of people keeping the conversation going.
And
Because sometimes Eddie's not there, DJ's not there. Like DJ didn't come up Friday. He wasn't he wasn't at my chat at all. So I didn't have him. The people that keep the conversation going, it's like, where are you all?
hey, I know I went in on DJs the other night talking to him, and I told him, I said, I'm sorry that I hadn't been in on y'all's, because for about 2 weeks my computer's been locked up. I forgot my password and couldn't get back in.
Oops. You need a password book.
Well, when I got this mini PC, I set it up different on a different account. And then I went back and tried to add the other channel, and it just didn't work good. So been trying to reset the computer to where I could just wipe it out and just go back with my regular account. And somehow or another in the process, I forgot the password to the new one. Because all my other ones that wasn't password, they was PIN code. But this one come up when I set it up and asked for a password, and I didn't know you could change it to the PIN code. To the other day on DJ's Live, and Victor was telling me how to change it over to the PIN code and everything. And he was trying to tell me about how to go in and reset it, but what he was telling me I'd done tried, and then I finally found out a different way the other day, and tried that way, and it reset. So I've got it set up the way I want it now.
Good. Glad you were able to get back in.
Yeah. Because that was aggravating, where I put that other one password on it, and then I forgot.
Yeah, I keep two passbooks. Like I'll put stuff in here, and then I carry a small one because sometimes I'm at the cottage and I need to get into my email or something. So, like I had to send a letter to Leon County jury clerk so I can get out of jury duty. I had a note from my doctor, and I had to describe what was going on, why I need to be excused. So I had to tell him I had cellulitis, lymphedema, osteoarthritis, rotator cuff injury, dropped bladder, this and that, and that I need a caretaker at all times to push me in the wheelchair or help me in the bathroom if I need it. They're like, "You're excused." Thank you.
Well, there's an easy way of getting that fixed where you never have to worry about that, don't you?
No.
Yeah, you get a felony charge. You get a felony charge against you, you can't be called up for jury duty.
I don't want no felony charge against me. Hold on. Serena wants to come down, so I can turn off my camera.
All right.
Okay. And at least you can talk to my face this way.
I know I didn't want none neither, but I got one. It wasn't even my fault, but I finally beat it all in court and everything, but I still
a lot of times like that though, then you can't vote. So it's like, no, I don't want to lose my right to vote.
Well, like I said, it wasn't my fault and everything, but the cop that was there was trying to make a name for himself or something. I don't know.
Yeah, one of those that they think they're all that in a bag of chips in the britches, a little too big. Yeah.
Well, he was deputy sheriff for a good while, and him and my uncle got into it. And the only difference in my name and my uncle's name was our first name. We got the same middle name,
Yeah.
And he was sitting there holding my license and wrote my uncle's name on every paper that he signed. But he had switched when he was deputy. Him and my uncle got into it, and then he had switched to become a state highway patrol when I had my wreck, and he was still had to have a supervisor around when he done anything. So he tried. I reckon he wanted to show me or my uncle or somebody something, or was trying to make I don't know.
Right.
But it's kind of obvious if him holding my license and write a different name down. It's he knew he was remembering something.
I remember when I was in a car accident. It was a freak one. I'm like one of those people that will wait till all the cars are gone before I take a turn. And it's a two-way going up and a two-way coming back. Or it's a one-on-one with a pullover to take a left. It opens up enough that you can take a left when you take a left turn. And on the other side, the same thing. You can take a left or a right depending on what lane you're on, and or what pull out and whatever. So I was in a conversion van, so I was up higher than a regular car, and so I wait until all the cars are gone before I take a turn. And across from me, the car was going to take a left as I was taking my left, but this other car came around him from nowhere, out of sight. Couldn't see nobody coming. I'm in my turn, and he clipped me on the right front of my van.
Oh.
I was already in my turn, so we had to call the state troopers because it was a main road, and they're literally like only like 4 blocks down the street. It's or like a 2 minute drive down to where Rotary is. There's the barracks for the state troopers. So they come and they're like, "Well, it's your fault because you're in a turn." I said, "Okay," but when I looked, there was no cars, but the one car that was taking a left the other way, there was no car from behind him coming. And so my friend, I was with my friend and the kids in my van, and then her husband was with one of the kids and his mother-in-law, and they were in the car in front of us, but they already pulled up and they were off to the road that was taking us to BJ Whole Store, which is like a Sam's Club. So they had stopped, and they go and arrest my friend's husband because there's a warrant out. The warrant was under his father, but because his name is exactly like his father's, they arrested him, but they didn't bother to check the birth date.
I can
Right.
see that.
Yeah. So, of course, we had to put it, say, thankfully there was another driver. So the other driver drove the car because my girlfriend didn't drive. And so they drove that car and we went back to East Boston. This happened in Somerville. So we had to go, which is like 20 minutes from where we lived, depending on traffic, because we went the back way home. We get the call from the state troopers to come get the husband because he's not the one that they're looking for. It was the father. And then I get a phone call stating that I'm not going to have any points on my license or anything. The guy that hit me drove uninsured, unregistered, false plates, no license. He was suspended. It was suspended, so nothing was up against me on the accident. But let me tell you, it freaks me out because I'm one of those that will like wait until all the cars are out of the way, especially at that time because I didn't have to get my license until I was 34, and that happened like when I was 36 or 37 years old. So I didn't have my car. I wasn't driving long.
Yeah.
And I was just like freaked out. Boston drivers freak you out, let me tell you.
Oh, I drove up there.
And now with the tunnel from the Big Dig, and they took the big green monster down, it's even worse because you go into the tunnel and you're sucking your butt cheeks in because the cars are coming so close to you in a 3 or 4 lane, and they're coming into the tunnel and they're merging in, and you're like sucking yourself in, going, "Please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me," and it's like your heart is up in your throat, and you just want to get out of that tunnel where it winds up a little bit. It's the
Yeah.
scariest thing ever.
Boy, it's something about that bridge up there in Maryland, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was
Boy,
total freak out. They
yeah.
found 2 people in the truck, and there's still 4 people missing. Those 2 people didn't make it. They're now in recovery mode. So there's still
Uh-huh.
4 people missing that they know of.
I know that one when that one piece fell and it dived down. It looked like a car or something sitting on it, and like it just went out and just nosedived right into the river.
Yeah, there was I guess there was a truck with 2 people in it, a 30-something-year-old and a 20-something-year-old. Both they recovered them today. And then I thought for sure when I looked at the ship, the way the stuff was on the front and how it was all damaged, the cargo, that maybe there might be they'd have to go look up there and see if there's any bodies because it was the construction crew. The bridge collapsed when a tanker hit one of the pylons that hold the bridge up. And
No,
so a big chunk of
it wasn't a tanker, it was a cargo ship.
I'm sorry?
A cargo ship.
Yeah, didn't I say that? A tanker.
You
Cargo
said a
ship.
tanker?
Either way, it's a big, gigantic ship.
Yeah.
Both of them are holding cargo. One's holding my big fuel, and the other one's holding one of those boxes on the back of a truck.
Yeah. The container boxes.
Yes, thank you, containers.
Yeah.
So
They carry a
I thought
bunch
for
of them.
sure, yeah, I thought for sure though there might be something, because they did a hover over the ship, and you could see part of the bridge on the ship, and some of the containers are smashed. Did they check the ship yet? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I hadn't even thought about that. I did see where you was talking about that part of the containers is laying over, and the back end of them looked like was
And some
bent
of
up
them were
real
like straight
bad.
up and down. So you
Yeah,
don't know. There might be a God forbid, um, uh, maybe one or two bodies there.
it
You
looks
know,
to me like surely they would have done went and looked there.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many cars were on the bridge. Some were saying that the cops were able to stop people from going on, but there was one lane open on each side for people to come. And from what I read somewhere, there was five cars on the bridge, as well as the work crew working on the bridge or doing the potholes. That's why there was only one lane on one side and one lane on the other. So who
Yeah.
knows what the true story is, but it's very, very sad. And that waterway is a waterway for hazardous materials. And the same with the bridge. When they transfer it, it goes over because there's tunnels underneath. There's tunnels in the water underneath and the ground. So, is there damage to the tunnels too? Because
Hmm.
the trucks cannot go in the tunnels.
I didn't know that. Now I know down there at Chesapeake Bay Bridge and tunnels. Now I
Oh
used to
my
take
God!
trips across there and go through the
I
tunnel. I
almost
used to go
died on
across there when it's 2-lane highway.
Chesapeake Bay's got that humongous bridge. That thing is so scary when the wind picks up on it. I was moving down to Annapolis, Maryland from Boston, and we had a 24 or 17-foot moving van. My dad was in the front. I was in the front. My son was in the front. My youngest, wasn't born yet, and that truck was swaying all over. The wind was so, oh man, and I'm afraid of heights. Oh, that bridge was tall.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. Now I've been on some that's a whole lot taller.
I don't ever want to get on a tall bridge like that again. I'll go the long way. Thank you.
Wasn't that up there around Boston where they had that bridge that went up and over the river where the big boats went under?
That's
And it had like the expanded metal. I mean, when you drove across it, you could look down at the bridge and see through the bridge.
I know that there's the Tobin Bridge and the suspended bridge, but I can't remember if you can look down on either one. I think it might be the Tobin, the big
Well,
green
this
one.
had like the metal where you drove on and everything, but you could look through it. Like
Is,
what
is
we
it
call
was it
expanded
green? Do
metal.
you remember?
The what?
Do you remember if it was green?
I can't. That's been
Well, if cargo,
that's
excuse me,
been
if
20 some
cargo
years
ships,
ago.
if cargo ships went underneath, then it's the Tobin Bridge.
I know
It
it
goes
went
into
way
the
up in there.
harbor. It goes through the harbor and goes either left or right to either Charlestown or Chelsea to drop off. So it's probably the Tobin Bridge.
I can't remember for sure exactly where it was at, but I'm thinking it was up in there.
Yeah, it's definitely
But I
Tobin
know
because
it was
I live
real
right
tall.
near there. I live right near there. That's shorter than the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, that's what I started saying. The one I'm talking about, it went up pretty steep and then right back down on the other side of the canal or river, whatever it was.
Yeah. No, that's the only one I know of that all the cargo goes through into the harbor.
Yeah, because
So
I
it's
couldn't.
definitely the Tobin, but that's still shorter than the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, yeah. The one I'm talking about is a whole lot shorter than the Bay. But the Bay Bridge,
Yeah.
it's you got a couple of miles of bridge, and then you go through the tunnel, and then you come back up on the bridge for a ways, and then go back in another tunnel, and then come back up on another bridge.
Mm-hmm. That might be probably the one that fell.
No, that was at Chesapeake where I'm talking about. The one you're
I
talking
still
about,
remember
though, where
tunnel. I just remember tunnels with the Chesapeake. Maybe there was, and I just didn't pay attention.
yeah, Chesapeake's got three or two tunnels in it. Now the one over there that fell is over more in around the Baltimore or in Maryland, and it's it was a big tall bridge. I mean, I think it might have been part of 695, or right there at 695, because I remember seeing signs 695 when they was on the video I was watching. So it should have been right there close to 95.
Let's see. The Chesapeake Bay Bridge height. The height vertical appearance is 186 feet. Height of suspension bridge towers 354 feet eastward and 379 feet westward. That's scary.
That's all I was saying. That's the reason the Chesapeake's got the tunnels. The big boats don't go under the bridge; they go over the tunnel.
Yeah. Maybe there was a tunnel and I didn't know it. I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, if you come across the Bay Bridge, you went through two tunnels.
Yeah, my dad drove, so I didn't. I could have been sleeping at that point. For all I know, until we hit the swaying of the wind of the bridge, and then that might have woken me up.
Yeah. Now coming across there, if that wind's going east and west, I'm pretty sure that part goes north and south. And if the wind's blowing across that bridge, you're gonna feel it up there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a bigger truck, because like I said, I used to go across there with a tractor and trailer, and I've had it where it felt like it's going to push me another lane. Going up there was worse, because I was pulling flatbed and we haul pallets up there, and we'd get unloaded and come back across with just an empty trailer, and it wasn't nowhere near as bad.
Yeah. Wow, the total length of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge is 21,273 feet.
Okay. I wouldn't expect it to give it in feet, but I knew it was, I forget how many miles it is.
Longest span is 1,600 feet, 488 miles, I guess. But the way I'm looking at it up on top, total length 6,484.0 miles. That's not right. I think that might be millimeters. It says 6,484. It's no way it's that long.
No.
No. That's like from here to what, California maybe? And further?
Probably further.
Yeah. Maybe Alaska.
Yeah.
Longest span is 1,600 feet. It doesn't say really.
Feet, not feet. I meant not miles.
Yeah. But in parentheses, it says 6,484.0 m. So it can't be millimeter. What's M in conversion for feet?
Well, now if it's just M, that's probably meters. If it's it would be millimeters.
Okay, that's meters, but it doesn't sound. That's all right. Okay, so the one in Baltimore is named the Key Bridge.
I think that's right.
The water beneath it can reach depths of 50 feet. Okay.
Well, I know that bridge, it had all that metal rails and stuff up over it.
Yeah.
And some of it just barely is sticking out of water, so
I don't know what they're gonna do about the hazard. There goes my thing out of my ear charger. We'll see if it beeps again. He doesn't like to stay in.
Yeah, it's gonna take them a while, to get that cleaned up.
It's going to take years to rebuild.
Well, that's what I
Because,
sort of. It's going to take a while to get all that stuff just out of the water,
yeah.
and
But
then
also, when they go to rebuild, they have to put a new pile in and everything because you don't know what kind of damage it's got underneath the water. And
well,
then you
that's
have to
more.
check every structure that's in the water and every piece of metal that's on the bridge because it could have had a repercussion and done
Yeah.
damage structure to the metal all the way across from one end to the other.
Well, that and they hit pretty much. I think took it out.
It took a big chunk out of the middle, but you still have what's left on each side that's still attached to pylons that it's over the
No,
water
I'm
because I just
talking
saw the
about
pictures.
the
Yeah,
pylon that he hit.
yeah, but you still have to check the other pylons
Yeah.
because when it hit and all that metal structure, it could have shaken it and caused damage, more damage to those, which means they're now going to have to fix those, plus all the metal on top that's still there, and then they're going to have to That's. I hope they
Yeah.
have another way to bring the hazmat through
Yeah.
because.
But what I was saying, the one that he hit pretty much shattered that concrete piling. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
pretty much gone. It looked like just a little bit sticking up out of the water.
yeah, and that bridge had 11 million passenger people going by every year. Guess what? All you
Yeah.
towns and communities around, be prepared for a lot of traffic.
What would they said that was the second most used bridge in the country?
You think so? It's just sad. Real, real sad.
Yeah.
I really hope they do an inspection too. I wonder if boats have black boxes like airplanes. You
They
know what I
was
mean? And
talking
it
about that.
records everything.
They was talking about that, and because they said it had a power failure or something, and while they was trying to get the power and all back on, is when they hit the piling. Is what they're saying, and I know one of them was saying that the officials wasn't able. This is they yesterday, I guess, hadn't ever been able to get on the ship to get the black boxes yet to be tested.
I'm looking and I'm just like blown away.
Yeah, I know. I was watching that video a few times where it first hit and the bridges started coming down.
I thought tugboats take them out past the bridge.
Up there, they do not have to. They can bring them out into that one area and then unhook, and they can go on out without the tugboat. Now, after this, it's probably going to be changed, I'd say, and the tugboats will probably have to take them beyond the bridge
Yeah. The
because,
tugboats in Marblehead, tugboats in Marblehead. The tugboats in Boston, they take them all the way to the edge of the harbor.
yeah,
And they meet them and they bring them into the harbor because there's a certain path that they have to stay on. So I don't know.
I know. I was just wondering about that, and a lot of times they're just saying that about the power outage. I mean, it's possible, with this computer equipment and everything, it don't take nothing but a blink of the power to make a computer restart. And, and it could take a few minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was that or where they were just trying to go by themselves because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, it was good and dark. And if they just missed seeing that and hit it.
Right.
Because, they might not have enough people up there to keep an eye on all of it. Because, that you sitting back there in that cab, it's a long ways up there to the other end of that ship.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't have to
Yeah.
mess up just a few feet.
Yeah. Look at this. I'm going to present the picture. Look at that big chunk.
Mm.
It's just like gone.
Oh. Yeah, he hit that one pile and it took
Right here. And
one
there's
section.
one here too.
Yeah, that's what I started saying. It just took one
Yep.
section out on one side, but then the other side it took out two.
Yeah, there was a
Two or
pylon here
three.
and a pylon here. This section's gone, this section's gone, and this section's gone.
Yeah.
3 section.
And you know, I just sitting here looking, looked like they would have lined the power line across there more up with them pylons too.
The whole front end.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That
one
is,
of them that I was watching that showed containers up there went over.
yeah. This is on top of the ship, and there's all
Oh,
containers right here. There you go, that angle. They got the cranes in the water right now.
oh, they done picking that stuff up and getting it out of the way, huh?
Oh no, this is from 1972. I hear.
Oh,
That's
what did it?
1972.
Is
Because
that
they
when they?
didn't open, I think, until 1978.
So that's when they were just building it.
They were building it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one of the pylons right there. That looks like part of one right there.
That's what I was
Because
thinking.
there's
Oh,
one
no.
side right there, and there's the other side. So
Here,
that's one side, and that's the other side.
let me put this on solo and it might help us out a little bit. Well, I thought I could.
There you go.
Going wrong.
Look at the whole. There's part of the pylon right there. There's part of the pylon right there. I know, Susan.
So you can see there where them containers
Yep.
stacked up
All
there and
this.
fell over.
Yeah. You don't know. There might be, I hate to say it, God forbid, could be a body in here.
Could be a car, truck, or
Yep.
multiple ones.
Here's this angle. Let me go back up again. Yeah. One pylon right here. And there's the other.
Yeah.
That's an old 1972 when they were building it.
Yeah.
And there it is, that angle.
I can't believe they had that ship, got that ship anchored down that good out there. Did it sit there that long with that one piece still sitting up there on the front?
Yeah.
Without it falling off.
There it is again. There's the tanker. There's the pylon. There's a piece missing here.
Yeah.
And then they hit this one. And that's what it looks like when it's up.
Yeah.
So this is gone, this is gone, and this is gone. Ay, ay, ay. You know bridges can go through. I mean, this is a 2020 picture. So you know they can go through. And the tugboats brought it in.
Yeah. And that looked like the Red Cross boat. That looked like a big boat.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
Hey,
Here's this one. Please tell me that's not the picture. Are you serious? We can't have a bigger picture than that.
nope.
Ridiculous.
It is.
It's bigger here. Why can't it be that big? No, let me go back to here. Let me go back to this. Open image in a new tab. Thank you. There we go.
Hey,
Yeah, there's the pylon and then the broken pieces on top of the ship because we saw it from the other picture.
well, there's a pylon right there in the front of the boat too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we were looking at it, it was on the ship right here.
Yeah.
I saw all the broken pieces, and then this one is here. There's the whole top is gone. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's just crazy. Blows my mind.
It is. I know I hate saying it in any situation. I'm just glad I wasn't one of them that was up there.
Me too.
Because them that went straight down and just hit the water. You imagine sitting in a car and that dropped that far and then hit that water. I mean, that was a sudden jar.
Yeah, but one of those, those guys could have been sitting there in their truck taking a break, eating. They don't have their seatbelts on. It hits. The truck goes down. They're smashed into the windshield. They're gone.
Well, like I said, that one, I mean, it did. It looked like that car sitting back there on the back when that broke and the bridge went like this. It looked like that car sitting back there just went like that right there and just right
Yeah, they had the
straight down
truck
into the water.
workers and everything were up there working.
Hey,
I feel sad. I feel so bad for these families that lost their sons, their fathers, their uncles, you know,
hey,
brothers. If there's a woman on there, their sister, their mother,
hey.
their aunt. You don't know who's in the construction crew.
No,
Just blew, man.
I know around here anymore they getting they where they about as many women working out there on the road crews as are men.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ay. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's
me too. I
let's
think it's
hope for recovery for the rest. The families can have their goodbyes and stuff.
yeah,
Shipping crew, get ready to pay a lot of money.
no doubt. But
Repair the bridge, repair to the families. Yeah,
if that ship was owned by another country or nothing, I mean, or
Singapore.
something, they probably won't pay nothing.
Oh no, Singapore is very strict. Of all the Asian countries, you do something wrong in that country, you get whipped. You do something wrong and you're a person in this country and you go to visit, they do a background check on you. If you've got anything against you, you're not allowed in their country. They're
Yeah,
very, very strict.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. That don't
No, I think they would. I agree, Susan. I don't think they're those type of people.
uh,
I'm best friends with
I,
this lady, and she's Singaporean,
uh,
and they're very family oriented. They're very people. They just don't want the riffraff of bad people in the country to make it bad. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they're very generous, kind people. So we shall see.
Yeah.
It could be a bad company running owner,
Well,
president, who knows, CEO.
well, I started to say, even though that shipping company is there, that don't mean that it ain't another, somebody in another country owns it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they said they're from Singapore. On the back of the ship, it says Singapore. So who knows?
yeah, but that could be somebody over here using the alias over there, owning the company over there so they can run the ship.
Offshore business or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a trucker. He works for one company, but his truck is from another company.
Well, so I was told a few years ago, say the United States don't own no cargo ships.
Yeah. Yeah, because we used to have in Charlestown they used to have a shipyard, and that's gone. If it's around, it's for like the Navy maybe or the Coast Guard boats, but it's not like it used to be where they used to have the repairs, the tankers, and all that kind of stuff. Because my dad used to work
Yeah.
at the shipyard in Charlestown.
Yeah.
So probably true. They probably don't. There isn't any.
Well, no, from my understanding, they sold them all out a few years ago. They made a law that a foreign ship could pick up, say, up on the north side and bring a load around to the south side and drop it off. But if it's a United States ship, it cannot do it. It cannot pick up in the United States and deliver in the United States. So they decided to do away with all the shipping companies, and then that way the foreign ships, say if one of them come in, say Baltimore, and it needs to go to Florida to pick up a load, it can
They'll
go
pick up from there and drop off. So at least it's got some cargo. It's not going empty-handed.
Yeah, if they got cargo in Baltimore that needs to go to Florida, they can pick it up and take it to Florida and drop it off, and then get the load going wherever else.
A lot of times that's like how it is for truckers, isn't it? A lot of times they'll drop off and pick up another cargo.
Well,
near there.
In the United States, you can, you can, unload in any state and pick back up and all of that.
Yeah.
From my understanding, Canadians or Mexicans, they can bring a load out of Canada. Say a Canadian company can bring a load out of Canada down here and drop it off. They can pick up a load down here and go back to Canada, but they can't pick up a load here and say in North Carolina and take it to California to unload it,
Right.
Or that's the way it was when I was trucking now,
Yeah.
I've heard some
That's what I was thinking. It's like a truck driver doesn't want to go and drop off in California and come back with nothing. You want to at least come back with something because you're making money on your delivery. You don't want to come back empty-handed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same thing with the tankers when they drop off. If there's cargo to pick up, foreign country, they're dropping off, and they want to pick up something and bring it down to Florida or around to the Panama to Texas, through the canal or whatever. Yeah, I gotcha. Same idea as the truckers, only we can't deliver it.
Yeah.
I got it. I
could never understand that, why a U.S. ship couldn't pick up in one state and deliver it to into another ship. They said it all had to be international. You can't pick up in your own country and deliver in your own country.
Right. I don't get that either, but I understand what you were saying. So.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that just didn't make sense. But
yeah, it doesn't make sense. But I guess that's why we have trucks across the United States too. They can't pick up and deliver across the United States.
Well, you take You probably wouldn't be enough cargo, or you'd had to have so many ships running around to take it, say, from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Right.
And by the time they go down and around and back up, it's a whole lot further than driving a truck across country.
Right. Plus, you got different ports too. I mean, you've got Boston, New York, New Jersey. You've got Maryland. And it goes all the way down to
Yeah,
Florida,
Virginia,
and then
North
around and up
Carolina.
to Texas. Yeah,
I
through the
mean, they got them
canal.
pretty much every state on the coastline's got a port or two.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, they can either ship across train or trucks and get the stuff moved across the states quicker than they can try to do it by ship. And plus, unless they had some smaller ships that moved a whole lot faster, it still ship ain't gonna get around there in the same length of time, no way.
Right.
Unless they, cut out a big canal across the country.
No, not happening.
No, not happen. Not
No.
no time
If that's going
soon.
to happen, it's going to happen naturally from the earthquakes,
Yeah,
from all the quick lines.
yeah,
Or it's going to happen where the Mississippi divides the country into two.
yeah. Now I know they used to do a lot of shipping. Well, I think they still do a lot of shipping on the Mississippi.
Yeah, there's a lot of ports through the Mississippi River.
Yeah, but
All the
still,
way up.
that's still considered a small boat than what's out there in the ocean.
Yeah.
I know I
Oh,
sat
yeah.
out there in California that time. I watched that boat 6 or 7 hours that evening and laid down, went to sleep, got up the next morning, and it was still coming.
I'm wondering if when the big international ships deliver around the Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, whatever, is it one of our boats that takes it up the coast, up the Gulf, um, up the Mississippi, or is it one of their smaller ships that takes it up the Mississippi?
No, I think the Mississippi is our boat.
Okay.
It's United States, or used to be. Now, like I said, anymore you never know. But it used to be more like local companies up through there.
Okay.
Because looking at one way, what you talk about there, like the ships and stuff, that's all pretty much ocean saltwater stuff. Mississippi's a freshwater river, so it don't connect to no international water. And I think that's the reason they had that law, was on account of, for a ship take a load on the East Coast and deliver on the West Coast, they got to go out into international waters and then come back in.
Can't they go through like around Florida into the Panama Canal and deliver that way, or do they have to go all the way down around South America and then back up again?
I think it got to go all the way around South America, because I don't think there's near canal cross there that's big enough for them big ships to go through.
Well, cruise ships can go through, I think.
Yeah, cruise ships a whole lot littler than what we're talking about.
Right, but I'm wondering if they have, when they go to drop off at a port, and let's say Texas, right? Yeah, Texas. They drop off at a port, then a smaller ship can pick up that's international and bring it through.
I don't think so. I don't think there's no small ships that runs like that, I don't think. I know years ago they wouldn't. But I know like
Okay, I want to find out. Can container ships go through the Panama Canal? Okay, here we go. 40% of the U.S. container traffic travels through the canal every year, about $270 billion in cargo. U.S. energy and agriculture also use the waterway to transfer goods. The Panama Canal is the preferred choice of U.S. shippers heading to the East Coast because it's faster than going through the Suez Canal. So it does go through, but I think it
Yeah.
depends on the ship. And how much water too, because they're locks, so you have to fill up the lock and then go to the
Yeah.
next lock and fill that up and so forth. I know because my dad did that and he went through the locks.
Yeah.
What ships cannot go through the Panama Canal? Let's see. Ships that are too large to have certain dimensions cannot pass through the Panama Canal. The maximum size limits for vessels are known as Panamax limits. These limits are based on the width and the length of the locks and the depth of the water of the canal. Generally, ships that precede the Panamax limits, such as large oil tankers and some shipping containers. That's why I said I'm thinking that some can go on. They might drop it off at a certain port and then transfer and then go through, or they'll go around. But
Yeah.
it's generally the ship. Oil tankers and some container ships cannot transit through the Panama Canal. Additionally, ships that carry hazardous material or poses a threat to the canal infrastructure may be prohibited from passing through, which I can understand. I would not want that either. Just like I don't want a truck going through the tunnel. Do you remember watching the movie Daylight with Sylvester Stallone?
No, I don't remember it.
It's a he was like a search and rescue and stuff like that, and he had left his company or something. I forget what it was, but meantime, these bad guys or this guy or this truck had no. I think it was like a hazardous truck, and somebody was trying to rob, and there was an accident, and there was hazardous explosive materials, and it hit, and it collapsed the tunnel and there was like big explosion. People were trapped. Not a lot of people made it. Some people did make it because the tunnel collapsed on a bunch of cars, but it made a big air pocket, and they were trying to figure out how to get out of there. And he was the one that had like the experience because he used to do the tunnels and he did all this other stuff. So he had to get these people and figure out a way to get them to this destination so that they can get out and be rescued. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. But that's why they don't want trucks in tunnels or certain trucks on bridges because of it can cause a collapse.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so that was pretty cool. So certain ships can, but they have to meet the length and the width of the locks to be allowed to go through. That's like the cruise ships. They reach a certain size and length, width, and height for the locks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to put 100-foot ship inside of a 50-foot dock.
for sure.
Yep.
I'm sorry if we're boring you all. There's two left.
Yeah.
Look at your number in the corner. I might be one of them. Susan, Stevie, a little bit. Are you guys still here? Did we put you to sleep? I'm sorry. It's interesting stuff, though. I don't usually get into stuff like this, but this is pretty interesting.
Yeah. I don't. I don't remember how I found out about that about the ships.
I just
But
happened to find out through the YouTube.
no, I found out about it when I was trucking.
That. But I'm just saying about the accident. I didn't find out until I looked on YouTube at 5 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my phone and I went, "Oh no way!"
Yeah.
But I think ships always has to do with me being. My dad was a sailor. He likes to sail and stuff like that. And so I think, and also living in St. Thomas, we had the Navy come in. You're crocheting and listening. Okay. Um, we had the Navy ships come in and we had the cruise ships come in. into St. Thomas into the port. And so that's I think part of the reason why it always interested me. Big boats, sailboats, you know, um, not speedboats, but motorboats. It always interests me because I grew up in the islands. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I know when I was trucking, I got into for a while there. That's what I was doing was hauling containers out of Florida down there, and I know a lot of times them ships, come in there and it'd take a day or two for them to set all the containers off.
That's kind of interesting to watch. I would love to see that
Yeah.
too, like craning them up and bringing them down. And how many is it? One cargo box, and how long does it take to take off and bring on and put on?
How'd you like to be the ones up there unlocking them things?
No, that's way too high for me.
The ones over the middle might not be so bad, but the ones on the outside out there, somebody's going to have to, I don't know how they get up there to unlock them from one another.
They probably climb up. Like some of the movies that you see people climbing the crane and again all the way up to the top. No.
Well, no, I figured that, these, I'm talking about the side of them containers boxes.
Oh.
You see how tall they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they stack several of them on top of one another, and them things are like 8 foot tall. And when they set them down on one another, and the corners, all 4 corners, it's got a piece that you got to turn to lock them together.
Gotcha.
And
no.
I always wondered which one I'm dumb enough to get paid to climb up the side of them and then lock all them on the side, hanging out over.
But I hope it's good pay. I hope it's good pay because you won't be finding me up there. It's too tall for me.
Me either. Because I tell you what,
afraid of heights. It's sticky. I have a hard time stepping on a step ladder when I was able-bodied to step on a two-step ladder. Can you imagine? No. Nope. I quit. I walk away. Here you go. Bye.
Well, now, when I worked down there at that feed mill, me and Daddy, they had called grain elevators, but it's like 2 12-inch pipes, square box pipes run up in the air, and it's a belt that goes around it with little cups in it that grabs the grain and takes it up and dumps it over. Well, I think it was about 100. I think them down there was about 100, 150 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
And then when you get up there on the top, you had just a little platform wide enough on each side for a person to stand. And when the motors goes out up there, you got to go up there and take a 500-pound electric motor loose and swing it off the side of the mill back down to the ground.
No. Nope.
And then them 6 or 8-inch pipes that come out of the top up there from the turn head that went to all the different tanks, them things get stopped up, and you have to get up on them and climb up them with a hammer, beating on them till you get them broke loose and cleaned out.
Susan, God gave me brains, not wings. Yeah. I agree. Even though my brains are not super smart, they're smart enough to know you don't put your butt up there.
Well, that's what I started to say. I must not have had much brain back in the day then. I was a good meaning on all them old people saying about being young and dumb.
When we're young, we always do something dumb.
Oh. Yeah, man, those ladies
At least we think it's dumb. Our parents might think it's stupid.
We was going through an old road today, and I was telling the old lady about back in the day when it was a gravel before they paved it. And I had that CJ5 Jeep with that V8 engine in it. I'd go through there, and every curve I'd hit, I'd bust down on the 4-bar, and it'd spin around backwards. I'd come out of the curve going backwards on the other side, and I'd hit the brakes and slide it front end around and take off. She looked
He's
at
not
me
as
and
crazy as my dad.
she was saying, you know how dangerous that was? I said, yeah. But you know, back when you was young and dumb, dangerous was fun.
Susan says, "Good night, bro and dad. My phone's about to die. Good night, Susan. Sleep
Good
well, honey."
night, sis. Thank you for dropping in and hanging out with us.
Always good to see Susan.
It is.
It's always good to see y'all when I can catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, DJ told me the other night I was going to have to get started back. He said he was missing us.
Yeah. I'm on Friday nights. He's on Thursday. I'm on Friday nights, 8 till whenever I feel like getting off the. It
Yeah.
could be 2 hours. It could be 4.5 hours.
I'm wanting to get started back, but it's
Yeah.
just been a struggle for a while. I mean,
No, I get it. Health comes first anyway. Health always comes first.
yeah. Well, that and trying to get the farm built back up some. And
Yeah.
so I got a guy that's went in with me on the hogs. He's wanting me to start growing more hogs. And he brought 2 sows over here for me breed. And I went down there about 5 days later, and the board that I had that I was going to put in there was laying there stretched out. I had to bury about an 800-pound hog.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we went last Friday. I think it was Friday. Yeah, we went the other day and picked up another boar. He went and bought another boar, and we went and got it and brought it down here and put it in there. And then yesterday, that big hog and that little sow that I had out there in the pasture, we finally got them 2 separated and got her around there with him. So we got 3 sows in there with that new boar. So
Oh, good.
hopefully maybe by August we'll have a bunch of babies.
Little bacon bits.
Oh, yeah, I told somebody today, I said, yeah, I said, I literally got them down there right now trying to make bacon.
That's right. Little
Trying to
bacon
put
bits,
them
little
bacon
bacon.
seeds.
Bacon seeds, that's right.
Oh,
Well, it's just you and I, it seems like.
hey, I think it is. I know. I think I'm getting about ready because, like I said, I got up early.
I would end it at 1:30, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Get your full 1 hour and 30 minutes in.
Oh,
That way,
well,
it's 11 o'clock. It's a good time to shut down and go and rest.
yeah,
Go to bed at a decent time.
yeah. That's why I was getting ready to say this channel, it don't really matter. We ain't got enough subscribers or nothing on it to worry about it.
I know, but it's always nice to get a full 1:30, instead of like 1:28. No,
Yeah.
I'll wait for 2 more minutes and get my 1:30 in.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I like to make it like by the half hour, by the hour.
And I just noticed I don't reckon when I reset this computer, I thought the time was right the other night on it though, but I know it ain't 7:55.
Nope. Nope, definitely not that.
So I don't know
You
when
might
it
have to
changed,
check.
but evidently it's changed on here.
It changed big time. You need to go in and put it to Eastern time.
Yeah, I do need to do that if I can figure out how.
I think you can go to
I
clock or
think
something.
thought there was a place where you clicked on the clock.
There should be. Go on your start menu, down the corner,
Maybe
and then
yeah.
go through the list and see if there's a clock.
10:55.
There you go.
Yeah, somehow it got turned off on setting it automatically.
Huh.
I know when I first redone it the other day, it had the right time.
Sometimes you just have to touch.
Pop in.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to touch something and fix it.
Yeah.
Look at that. 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
I wasn't planning on being on here that long. I'm just doing this for a test.
Hey, well, I got you talking about the bridges, cargo
Hey,
ship.
oh, a little bit of everything, like usual.
It's Dez's fault. You can tell April it's Dez's fault.
All right. I'll use that excuse. I don't care.
There you go. I'll admit it. It was my fault. I kept it hanging too long.
Nah, she ain't worried about that. She knows how I am when I get on here.
Well, at
You know,
least you know that you got me to talk to.
yeah. Well,
I kept
before,
up company, April.
when we'd start one together, then she'd get up and go lay down.
Yep.
All
No, I
righty,
get
Dad.
it.
I'm gonna
All right,
hang
honey.
up for tonight and say today's what, Wednesday.
Yep.
So DJ will be on tomorrow night,
Yep. And I'll
and
be
then
on Friday night.
Friday.
And I start my weekend tomorrow.
I
So
got to get started back and start hanging out with everybody and see if I can't get something back to going.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Come back around when you've got the time.
we'll
In
do
between everything that you do.
it. Yeah, I know. I got a bunch going on right now that I got to try straightened out. But
Yeah.
then last 3 or 4 days, I ain't been able to do much of nothing. My darn shoulder and back both killing me. That's the reason I finally got my computer redone, because where I was hurting so bad, I didn't go out to do anything. I come in here and sat down and started messing with it, try to get my mind off of the pain.
Yeah. I think the only thing you can do is feed the animals, and that's it.
Yeah.
Make sure they got fresh water and food.
Yep. That's
All
pretty
right,
much
sweetie.
all I've done the last 3 days.
Sometimes that's all you can do. That's all you can do. At least the critters are taken care of.
Yep.
Mowing is up to wait a little bit longer,
Yeah.
especially with it being wet and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. It just pouring the rain again there a few minutes ago. I'm like, all
yeah,
right.
same here. We've been raining since last night.
Yeah.
So all right, sweetie. Love you guys.
Love y'all too. Like I said, thank you for coming up and hanging out with me, and everybody in chat. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Good night, Stevie.